ones, and welcome to a brand new movie review. This is a special edition version because we just got back from seeing Captain America Civil War. Holy shit! Hallelujah! It was perfect. It was perfect. The Russo brothers, you done it. Thank you, thank you. It's about time we return to the comic book genre of movies. Seriously, this was damn good. It followed just like the comic book storyline of Marvel's Civil War, the original Civil War, okay? And then just built up into different means, like including the Winter Soldier into it and making him like a target for the Black Panther to follow and everything else. It was great. Now, there's going to be some spoilers in this, so spoiler alert is in order right now. Either way, here we go. Now, the movie starts off with like an origin story kind of deal, showing you what happened when Hydra got their hands on Bucky, okay? Turning him into the Winter Soldier, making him into this super-powered weapon and mass destruction and so on and so forth, okay? And then you find out that he killed somebody on May 16th, 1991. Nobody knows what the hell that is all about, okay? Until later on in the film. Now, as it stands right now, Bucky gets set up for something that happens during the UN peace conference and stuff like that. But I'm getting ahead of myself. In Africa, Captain America's new Avengers team was after Crossbones, okay, and the Hydra soldiers that were with him and stuff. They were stealing a biological weapon, okay. Just as Cap has Crossbones down for the count and ready to take him in and stuff, he says something about Bucky remembered him finally and stuff like that. Till Hydra decided to put him back through the rinse cycle and make his memory go away and shit. Make him into the Winter Soldier all over again. But here's the kicker to all this. He tries to blow himself up along with Captain America. Steve didn't see it coming, but Wanda used her Scarlet Witch powers, her Hex powers, and she fucking flung him into the air, trying to get him away from everybody so they wouldn't get hurt, and she blew up the side of the fucking building. There were a lot of people killed. I meant literally a lot of innocent souls lost and stuff that day. Well, because of this, they started the registration, the Superhuman Registration Act, okay? Which in this one they call it the Sokovia Accords, okay? And Cap is all against it, okay? He's very against it, which is why I'm Team Cap, because I was against it too. I never liked it in the actual storyline that superhumans had to register their powers, their real identities, and all this other shit. No, really didn't care for it in that much. But in the movie, it turned out a lot different than the comic book storyline did and stuff. Especially the fight sequences. Okay? Black Panther believed Bucky was behind the attack on the UN peace conference, conference about the Sokovia Accords being registered, making the superheroes register, making the Avengers no longer just a private team and stuff like that, that they are owned by the government and so on and so forth, run by the government. Okay, that's where everything goes to hell in a handbasket. Because Black Panther believed Bucky, aka the Winter Soldier, was behind all of this shit. Well, guess what? He wasn't. But you don't find that out until later on in the film as well. Because we get introduced to Baron Zemo. Yeah, Baron Zemo. Except in this one, he's called Helmut Zemo. Helmut Zemo. Either way, Cap is all against this shit. Bucky gets captured in Germany and stuff. And all hell breaks loose from here. Because Zemo comes in there disguised as this psychologist that's supposed to evaluate Bucky and everything else before he gets shipped back off to America to be locked up in the raft. Okay, a superhuman prison. Okay, well, that's where all hell breaks loose. Because of him taking the place of the real guy and stuff, he pulls out this book that Hydra used a long time ago to brainwash Bucky with. And next thing you know, Bucky is under his control again and stuff, and tearing everything apart. He beats the shit out of Sharon Carter. Scarlett Johansson. Black Widow. Iron Man. He beats the shit out of all of them and stuff. And Steve tries to stop him. And that's when they have to disappear with him and stuff. Meanwhile, Falcon's chasing the guy, trying to catch him and stuff. Hell, he even fought the Black Panther. Winter Soldier fought the Black Panther and beat the shit out of him too. And he said there wouldn't be a next time, okay, that this would happen. Well, lo and behold, Tony Stark decides, okay, Cap wants to play it this way and protect the Winter Soldier from us and stuff, and not follow the law. He's on my shit list. Let's put together a team and go after him. Okay, he does. He gets Black Widow, Black Panther, Vision, War Machine, and Spider-Man to work with him. Seriously. He gets Spider-Man, which is played by Tom Holland. And I gotta tell you, bravo for casting this kid as young Peter Parker. He says, I've only had my spider powers for about 6 months now and stuff like that. You know, he's just learning the ropes and stuff. I'm like, you've only had him for 6 months? Oh my God, this is totally different. This is a totally different way to bring about Spider-Man into it and stuff. And he was good. He was still the cocky young little son of a bitch that we all come to know and love and stuff. And so on and so forth. Okay, even his fight against Captain America was good. I mean, seriously. He was like in all his glory and stuff like that. Like, saluting him and everything. And Cap tried to talk him down. And it just wasn't working. Okay? Because Peter was listening to Tony, and everything that he said that Cap would say to convince you otherwise and stuff like that, he wasn't listening to him, and they fought it out and shit. But the biggest surprise of all was Ant-Man. Oh my God, yes! Yes, Paul Rudd being Ant-Man was the greatest choice in the world, and being in the film was even better, because he went just from Iron Man to frickin' Giant Man. And I was like, holy shit! The whole theater started exploding and going, wow! You know, that this is so frickin' good. This was such a good idea. And Spider-Man, here he's this young kid and he goes, holy shit! and the battle was intense. But what happened afterwards, with the heroes being locked up in the raft and stuff, just changed everything, okay? Now, in the comic book, I'm going to tell you about that in my comic book review, about the original Civil War comic and stuff. But in the comic book, to do a comparison here, the heroes were locked up in another dimension, okay? Not like an interdimensional thing or whatever, interdimensional prison, okay? But in this one, they were locked up in the raft, okay? And Cap, Bucky, and Falcon were all out there, trying to do what they can after the heroes got locked up, Falcon was among them and stuff like that. Rhodey became nearly paralyzed because if you know the story of the comic book, okay, Giant Man was killed. He was killed during the fighting and stuff, okay? Now, this wasn't Scott Lang Giant Man type deal and stuff, Ant-Man Giant deal, that kind of deal. No, it was a different Giant Man altogether, okay? But, in the movie, Paul Rudd's Ant-Man became Giant Man. Just like Ant-Man originally was supposed to do in the comics and stuff, Hank Pym. He was supposed to become Giant Man and Ant-Man. Okay? Now, the thing about this is, Hank Pym was not among these guys at all. Okay? he was on the side of Stark and stuff like that, and minus the Fantastic Four and all that other kind of stuff. Okay, this one took a real turn for craziness because Winter Soldier and Cap go to Serbia, excuse me, which is in Russia. Okay, and Cap finds out from Bucky that there are 5 other Winter Soldiers. Okay. Well, it turns out Zemo wanted them, but he didn't want them. Okay? Nobody knew why about this and stuff. Until they get there, Iron Man follows them and stuff after he found out where they're going. And they call a truce. They call a truce among them and stuff. He was wrong. He knows he did wrong and stuff like that. Okay? That they need to help Bucky now and stuff like that. Okay? Stop Zemo from doing this shit. Okay? Black Panther even learns the truth about this stuff, and then he's just like, he doesn't know what to do. He's been so hell-bent getting after Bucky, he didn't know what to do. Now, the real change comes when Iron Man, Tony Stark, finds out the Winter Soldier, Bucky, killed his parents. Okay? Really, it wasn't about his dad. He really hated his dad. He really, really hated his dad. Okay? And it was more about that he went over and he killed his mom. And that just flew everything into a frenzy. Because he asked Steve at that point, did you know about this? He did know about it. But before he could explain why he didn't tell him about it, Iron Man hauls off and hits him, and a whole fucking shit and shebang battle starts. To the point that Bucky ends up losing his arm. Literally. He loses the fucking metal arm. Which, by the way, was funny in the film. If you ever saw the previews on TV and stuff, it is in the movie. Spider-Man grabs his metal arm when they're fighting and stuff, and he says, "You got a metal arm? Dude, that is so awesome!" Like I said, Tom Holland was the perfect casting choice to reimagine Peter Parker's Spider-Man. And Marissa Tomei, God help us, that woman is still hot, even as Aunt May, for God's sake. She was Aunt May in the film. And Marissa Tomei is just one smoking beauty, even at her age. I mean, unbelievable. Either way, the film ends in a climactic battle against Iron Man and Tony, and and it's just fist fight, bam, 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 killing one. They're just literally trying to kill one another. Black Panther stops Zemo from killing himself and shit after he learns the truth about everything, and says that the rest of the world isn't done with him yet, meaning that they're going to turn him over to the German, the good guys and stuff, to be locked up and shit. And Iron Man loses his fight against Captain America to the point that he literally almost takes his shield and breaks him in half in his own suit. But he gets so pissed off at him and says, that shield doesn't belong to you and stuff like that. It belonged to my father and stuff like that. So he drops it and leaves the shield. I'm like, Cap, take your shield with you. But it turns out Cap might get a new shield not made by Howard Stark and so on and so forth, okay? Either way, the movie was spectacular. It ended with 2 great ending scenes. I mean, seriously, 2 great ending scenes. You find out that the heroes, that TEAMCAP is hiding out in Wakanda. Which, by the way, before the film ended, you found out that Cap broke into the raft and he broke his guys out. Yep. Just like in the comics. Broke into the interdimensional prison to free his fellow Avengers. Yep. Either way, the movie was spectacular. The ending credit scenes, you've got to stay through the entire ending credits. Okay? Do not just pick up and go after the credits start rolling. No. You will miss 2 vital parts to this. 1, you find out that Captain America and his team, his Avengers team, a renegade Avengers team, whatever you want to call them these days, okay? TEAMCAP is hiding out in Wakanda. Bucky decided to get frozen, you know, like a frozen in carbonite kind of deal, except it's cryogenic freezing, and until they could get the brainwashing shit out of his head completely and stuff. Okay, Team Cap hiding out in Wakanda. Black Panther is on Team Cap's side now and stuff like that. And last but not least, the final part of the ending credits, when the ending scene shows Peter being tended by his Aunt May and stuff like that, and he tells her that, you know, he got beat up by two guys and stuff. One of them named Steve, and the other one, he had a big guy and stuff. He's got quite the shiner. And he goes like this, playing with something on his wrist. Okay, it's something that Tony gave him. Okay, well, when he does it, it shows up on the ceiling. It's his spider symbol. You know, his insignia. You know, the spider signal. And I was like, Jesus God, yes! And then it ends with saying, Spider-Man will return. What do you think of that? I was bravo on this shit. Either way, let's get on with our final judgment. And I'm telling you, my final judgment is going to be, boom! 10 out of 10. Whoo! I loved this movie. It was so freaking great. I enjoyed every moment of it. It was sad to see the Avengers turn out like it did and stuff like that, but it was just like the comic book storyline, and I enjoyed every moment of this film. Either way, my final judgment is a 10 out of 10 and an Adventurous Joe's kick-ass seal of approval. I mean, seriously, I think I just knocked my thing off the background, didn't I? Either way, it was 2 thumbs up. High recommendations. Check it out for yourselves. You need to go see this film and stay for the entire film. Do not jump up after the ending credits start rolling. Keep your butts in the seats, or you will miss 2 vital, neat parts to the film. Either way, my final judgment is, once again, a 10 out of 10. A kick-ass seal of approval from the Adventurous Joe. And I will tell you, 2 thumbs up, high recommendations. Go see Civil War, Captain America Civil War, excuse me, in theaters now, and enjoy it. And big shout outs to Carmike Cinemas and the Children's Miracle Network. We had a fantastic time coming to this premiere, and I hope the Children's Miracle Network gets a lot of donations. We had to pay extra for our tickets and stuff like that. Either way, the film was still worth it. I mean, it was great, and it was for a good cause. All the proceeds made from tonight's screening and stuff was going to the Children's Miracle Network. And I appreciate every moment of that. Damn right. Either way, that's it for this week's movie review. I've been your host, as always, the Adventurous Joe, TEAMCAP. And I will see you all next time on the next movie review. Until then, my adventurous ones, peace out. May the Force be with you. And don't forget to go see Captain America Civil War in theaters now. Later.